China represents a critical challenge to the United States due to its rapid military modernization, expanding global influence, and increasingly assertive actions in regions vital to U.S. strategic interests, such as the South China Sea and Taiwan Strait. As a peer competitor, China has systematically enhanced its capabilities across land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace, posing a multi-domain threat that directly contests U.S. leadership and the international order. The U.S. Department of Defense's 2024 annual report to Congress offers a profound look into how the United States views China and the evolving capabilities of the People's Liberation Army, shedding light on one of the most critical strategic rivalries of our time. China's defense policy remains focused on advancing its sovereignty, security, and developmental objectives, while asserting a more prominent role on the global stage. Beijing increasingly demonstrated a readiness to employ military coercion and incentives to achieve its strategic goals. The People's Liberation Army continued its efforts to modernize across all domains of warfare, aiming to develop a fully integrated joint force capable of conducting operations on land, in the air, and in maritime spheres, as well as in nuclear, space, counterspace, electronic warfare, and cyberspace. China continues to refine its military reforms centered on the establishment of the Eastern, Southern, Western, Northern, and Central Theater Commands. These commands are structured to align with China's revisionist objectives and its assessment of regional threats. The PLA's strategies and capabilities emphasize extending its power projection well beyond China's borders. The plan has shifted its focus from offshore defense to open seas protection, while the PLAAF aspires to establish itself as a strategic air force, highlighting the PLA's intent to operate beyond China and its immediate region. Additionally, the PLA has adopted the concept of non-war military activities as a means to safeguard China's global interests through military presence, while simultaneously gaining critical operational experience. Analyses of various models estimating China's defense budget suggest that Beijing's actual defense expenditures are 40% to 90% higher than the publicly disclosed figures. For 2024, this translates to an estimated total defense spending of approximately $330 billion to $450 billion. Experts generally agree that China's official defense budget does not fully reflect the scope of its military investments, prompting the use of alternative methods to evaluate the true extent of its defense spending. The People's Liberation Army Ground Force, commonly known as the People's Liberation Army, is the land-based branch of China's military. As of 2024, the PLAGF comprises approximately 965,000 active duty personnel, making it the largest service within the People's Liberation Army. Under President Xi Jinping's leadership, the PLAA underwent significant structural reforms aimed at creating a world-class military force capable of safeguarding China's national security interests. These reforms included revamping formations and improving the proficiency of commanders to better integrate modern technologies and strategies into their operations. The PLAA emphasized the integration of artificial intelligence and advanced technologies into its operations. This included the development of autonomous uncrewed weapons such as drone swarms and the use of machine learning to process large quantities of data for electronic warfare and decision-making processes. The PLAA introduced robotic systems designed for urban combat operations. Notably, a robot dog equipped with a rifle was unveiled during joint military drills with Cambodia, showcasing China's commitment to integrating advanced robotics into its military arsenal. China's Navy, the People's Liberation Army Navy, is the largest in the world by numbers, with a fleet exceeding 370 ships and submarines, including more than 140 major surface combatants. The PLAN is predominantly composed of modern multi-role vessels and submarines, designed for a range of missions. It is known that by late 2023, the plan expanded its capabilities and operational reach by carrying out the first extended deployment of its Yushan-class amphibious assault ship and conducting 3 separate missions with the CV-17 Shandong aircraft carrier to the Philippine Sea, setting a record for carrier deployments in a single year. 2024 was no different, as in August 2024, a Type 075 amphibious assault ship, accompanied by a Luoyang-class destroyer, was observed sailing southeast between Miyako Island and Okinawa towards the Pacific Ocean. This movement underscores the plan's commitment to extending its operational presence in the region. The PLAN also showcased new innovations, such as the introduction of unmanned surface and underwater vehicles, advanced anti-ship missile systems, and enhanced electronic warfare capabilities. Furthermore, the Navy participated in joint exercises with foreign navies, including Russia and Pakistan, focusing on maritime security and high seas combat scenarios. With a workforce of approximately 300,000 active personnel, the PLAN underpinned these advancements, reinforcing its role as a key instrument of China's growing maritime power and its ambitions to dominate operations beyond the first island chain. The People's Liberation Army Air Force is undergoing a rapid transformation, modernizing its fleet to rival U.S. standards while integrating cutting-edge technologies through domestic innovation. A key development is the continued expansion of its 5th-generation J-20 Mighty Dragon stealth fighters, with additional combat units now equipped to dominate the skies. Designed for air superiority, the J-20 boasts advanced stealth capabilities and state-of-the-art avionics, solidifying China's presence in the high-stakes domain of modern air combat. Alongside this, China has introduced the J-35A stealth fighter, a twin-engine, carrier-capable aircraft that is poised to operate from the PLA Navy's growing fleet of aircraft carriers. The J-35A is envisioned to rival the US F-35, offering a blend of stealth agility and multi-role flexibility. In an even more ambitious leap, China unveiled its 6th-generation fighter, the White Emperor, or Baidi, under the secretive project Nantianmen. This supersonic marvel is designed to operate at stratospheric altitudes of up to 25,000 meters and can deploy weapons from space, reflecting China's drive to outpace US advancements in next-generation air dominance. Together, these developments underscore the PLAAF's relentless pursuit of technological superiority and its ambition to reshape the future of aerial warfare. The People's Liberation Army Rocket Force is steadily advancing its long-term modernization efforts to strengthen its strategic deterrence capabilities. China is actively developing new intercontinental ballistic missiles that will significantly enhance its nuclear-capable missile arsenal, necessitating increased production of nuclear warheads. The country is also likely exporting the development of conventionally armed intercontinental range missile systems, which, if realized, would enable conventional strikes on targets within the continental United States, Hawaii, and Alaska. Over the next decade, China is expected to continue the rapid modernization, diversification, and expansion of its nuclear forces. PLA aims to establish a more extensive and versatile nuclear arsenal, ranging from low-yield precision strike missiles to ICBMs with multi-megaton yields, providing a broad spectrum of operations for escalation. In 2023, Beijing accelerated its nuclear buildup, with the U.S. Department of Defense estimating that China's stockpile exceeded 600 operational operational nuclear warheads by mid-2024. This figure is projected to surpass 1,000 operational warheads by 2030, with many maintained at higher readiness levels. China's nuclear force is expected to continue expanding through at least 2035, reflecting its ambitions to secure a more robust and flexible strategic deterrent. In 2024, the People's Liberation Army faced mounting internal challenges as corruption scandals surfaced at the highest levels, prompting an intensified anti-corruption campaign under President Xi Jinping. High-profile purges included the expulsion of former defense ministers General Wei Fenghe and General Li Shangfu, accused of accepting bribes and misusing their positions for personal gain. PLA rocket force overseeing China's strategic missile arsenal became a focal point, with senior officials like Sun Jinming ousted for serious disciplinary violations. Xi's crackdown extended to Admiral Miao Hua, a senior Central Military Commission official, highlighting the depth of the problems within the military's leadership. To restore discipline and readiness, the PLA introduced structural reforms, strengthening oversight and accountability mechanisms while emphasizing grassroots political education. While these efforts aim to reinforce military integrity and operational effectiveness, they risk disrupting critical modernization programs and delaying China's ambitions for a world-class military. Balancing reform with progress remains a delicate task as the PLA navigates this pivotal moment in its history. This wraps up our drive into the state of the People's Liberation Army at the close of 2024, offering a comprehensive look at its advancements, challenges, and ambitions. So, what do you think about this report? What other military forces would you like us to cover in our future episodes? Remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to stay updated with our latest content. And while you're here, why not check out another one of our exciting videos? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.